Access Sacramento presents Home Sports Game of the Week. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.
The Christmas holiday season, known for many things, including eggnog and Christmas tree ornaments, family gatherings, and basketball tournaments. And we are at one of the best here in Folsom, where tonight on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week in the championship contest, Davis takes on host Folsom High School. With Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James. We've been looking forward to this one. Two teams that have some history, but show a provocative contrast in style.
Two different styles, two different systems, and both teams have to stick to what they're good at, and tonight it's going to show.
It will show. Now, the last time these two teams met in their limited engagements, oh my goodness, rather lopsided, and certainly that is something that is on the minds of both coaches, particularly Daniel Gonzalez of Davis.
Oh, it's on Coach's mind, but Coach is feeling optimistic coming into tonight, knowing that this is a very different ball club from that 2017 team.
Now, both teams come in at 8-3. Let's take a look at the last outings for these teams, and we're talking about this tournament, the first round and the second round, and we can see here that Davis and, of course, Folsom advanced with impressive victories.
Last night was an easy one for Folsom. They handled business over Consumers Oaks, but Davis truly stuck to their style and came out on top, even though it was a close victory.
Now, that was the opening round. In the second round, very tough competition, particularly for Ponderosa, as they squared off with Davis. You see there, a narrow victory. But tonight, all bets are off, you might say, because the championship trophy is at stake. And this Davis Ball Club has a very unusual player rotation that factors into their success. And Lauren, 5 at a time is not widely seen.
It's not, but it's a philosophy that Coach Gonzalez is going to stick with. His guys are used to it, and they are ready. As we see Davis leaders Taylor, a very crafty guard who can create for the Davis squad, as well as Standiford and Doms create major points in the guard category. They work in a tandem, and Davis is in good hands with these leaders.
Now, impact players for host Folsom under veteran head coach Mike Wall. He's got a nice trio there.
He does. Fears can create and handle things at the guard position for him, but Scott comes in as a slashing type guard who creates easy buckets for the Bulldogs, and they have the enforcer in the middle, Lynch, bringing that football power and speed over to the basketball court.
Just activated for this tournament, part of that state championship Bulldog football team. His presence will be made known. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll have some extra goodies for you and the opening tip-off right after this short break.
It's not my first time bartending, so.
It's a sausage party in here.
It's fine. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing, totally last thing.
Yeah.
Is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to.
What?
Happy to have you with us this evening for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We're in Folsom for the championship game of the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. Host Folsom will be taking on Davis for the gold in this game. Davis, as you see, their crew on the floor already wearing their customary royal blue, trimmed in white. And for Mike Wall's Bulldogs, he's got an entirely new look compared to last year's roster.
Some sprinkles of last year in there, but new look, new team for the Bulldogs.
Quite a trio we got there, keeping things fair and square. Referee Alonzo Maxwell working with umpires L.J. Guidry and Eric Adams. At the jump circle for Davis High School, Aiden Doms, 21, will do the leaping. And he will be opposed in that jump circle by Folsom's number 20, Binder Pillane. Up, and Davis has first possession as they push it up the floor. Siegler, number 11, handling, defended by an immediate whistle and a foul against Davis.
Everybody's really shocked by that. Even the players on the floor, they're kind of looking around like they can't believe that was a call.
So the Bulldogs inbound just in front of the Folsom bench. In the backcourt, sensational freshman guard Jackson, number 1, a little mini guard, but a bullet, very crafty despite just being a freshman. Break up and steal. Turnover. Both teams have one of them. Here's Davis up the floor now. And it won't take long for you to see what we were talking about with their unusual rotation. Driving bank is missed, tip in, missed. On the glass again, tough luck. Fourth try, down. Wow, how about that work by Taylor to zip Davis. Near side inbound will come from Pillane. Defended right there by Fears, I should say by Taylor. 2-0, Davis on top early. Malik Jackson, number 1, mini guard, starts the offense. Around the horn, they miss the J. Push it ahead, transition, and a kick out for the open 3 ball, short. Scrappy rebound taken there by Cameron Wall. Out of the pack now, they break the pressure, 4-on-2. Attack, and a miss. Oh, good, look at that effort there. Boy, what an effort there by number 20, Pillane, among 3 Davis defenders.
Coach is looking on right now. Nobody's boxing out, giving up easy offensive rebounds, giving other teams second chance opportunities.
So Folsom to inbound. Jackson descended in to Cameron Wall. We're just underway here. We played 90 seconds in this championship contest. 30-second timeout called for by Mike Wall. It comes at the 6:25 mark. There you see Mike Wall.
Well, tonight's the 5th matchup for these two teams. Folsom leading easily right now 3-1. But the only matchup came in 2010 for Davis. Victory coming 55-42. And in the last two meetings, Folsom has racked up the points, 190 to be exact. So this is a team, Folsom, who's had clear dominance over Davis. But Davis is ready to respond tonight.
That they are. So after the 30-second timeout, it'll be interesting to see the adjustment called for here by Coach Wall.
Well, Coach Wall was fiery on this timeout because he wants his team to execute new group in rotation, so maybe he's trying to get his point across right now.
The lob comes into Wall, Coach's son. Into the power plus power forward. Lynch misses the hook. Nice cleanup rebound there aggressively. Send it ahead. Davis transition and a missed layup off the left side. Look at that. He has impressed us from the very beginning. Aiden Doms, offensive board and short J putback, 4-0 Davis. Whistle and a foul against the Blue Devils.
Jackson kind of doing what he does best, creating the contact when he puts the ball on the floor. And he is a tiny bit, but he plays powerful.
There you saw coaches Gonzalez and Wall. And the inbound will come far side by Folsom, directly in front of the Davis bench. Shove it into Wall, who's doubled and draws a foul. It's going to be called against Standifer, his first.
And it's a family affair here at Folsom. As you see Coach Wall leading the pack, the son, Wall on the court, creating that foul right there. And Mom is on the scorebook, so they're keeping it family-oriented. And, of course, Coach being here for 15 years, I would assume that his son eventually knew that he would be playing here for Folsom for Dad.
5 team fouls already on Davis in just a couple of minutes. Corner jumper Jackson, Nice rebounding position, sealed off by Siegler. So Davis up the floor on top, 4-zip, but in foul trouble. Look at that effort right there. I'll tell you, Aiden Doms is a leaper. Open J, a miss. Davis likes the 3-ball. Stolen away on Lynch's pass, who immediately grabs it back. Open corner jumper is buried for a 3-ball. Fears gets Folsom on the board, and they pull within 4-3.
Folsom in this extended man-to-man, starting as a matchup press and then leading it into their man-to-man defense.
Boy, I'll tell you, nice block effort there, but it's going to be a foul. I'll tell you, was Doms quick along the baseline there?
Doms has a stealth type of speed. As you see, Coach Wall's looking on, probably disagreeing with that call right there. But Doms has a very elusive speed. As you caught him on the baseline right there, he easily drove by the defender for the reverse. As we see right now, Davis coming into their system with a plethora of subs right now.
Coach Gonzalez likes to substitute 5 at a time every couple of minutes. The idea there is to wear down the opposition so that by the time the game reaches the third quarter or so, that fatigue factor is becoming significant.
And you see they come out fresh legs in an extended full court press.
Open jump shot, around and out, tough luck, tapped out of bounds by Lynch. Six to 3. Davis by 3. Some token pressure. And a travel and a turnover. Nice defensive position there by Cummings to cause the travel.
Folsom responds right back with the full court pressure, which goes to their advantage.
A chance to tie or draw close. They feed the post. And a kick out, same spot, same result. Back-to-back corner 3 balls by Fears. And we got a 6-6 tie. Bad pass picked by Cummings. 2-1 with Jackson layup. Wild off the glass and kind of selfish too.
Little guy's trying to size someone up on that one. Should have probably dropped the dime.
I think so. Fake the J, drive it strong, and crash into Lynch. A charge on Ziegler.
Lynch, the big fella, doing the intangibles, taking the charge right there, as he's probably used to taking many hits, as you see, getting in the right position outside of the key to take that charge.
Double at the top, goes to Jackson out of the corner. Cummings misses the drive, he's hungry. The putback is also missed, but it's going to be another whistle and foul spotted by Alonzo Maxwell.
And Lynch's body is already becoming an issue for Davis. As you can see again, and I'm going to make this a priority, we got to box out. Nobody boxes him out. He easily pushes the body out, and now he's at the free throw line.
So Lynch, despite great size, has an incredibly soft shooting touch. Feathery, but a miss this time on the front end. That was the 7th team foul already. Pump fake and a miss on intimidation there. Fumble away and out of bounds to Folsom.
Now, Will, this is a pretty good officiating crew, but there's some home cooking going on right now for the Bulldogs. Hopefully they'll be able to take advantage of it. Unfortunately, Davis has to play through it, but it's looking like some home cooking right now.
Who's covering Cameron Wall? Well, nobody. Easy bucket. 8-6. Folsom was down 4-zip, and they've had an 8-2 run to take the lead. And a held ball tie-up. Possession arrow to Folsom. 5 turnovers on Davis.
And this is something that you see. Coach, again, follow your game plan. He's in the heavy rotation, but now these rotations, this is his 3rd rotation, they're playing against starters. So you got to be ready when your number's called. His team has done a great job in responding, but now they got to really respond.
And I see some extra huffing and puffing already out of some of these Folsom players, including Lynch. Who's guarding him? Nobody. Well, I'll tell you, Fears is having a heck of a first quarter with 8 on a pair of threes and that layup right there, and a turnover. 6 of them on Davis. They're kind of repeating last night's early half problems. Fears through traffic, feed low, Jackson sticks it in, presence of mind in traffic.
And Jackson is a little guy who's crafty in the air, which is something that position has at point. He can create, but now this extended defense by Folsom is creating some trouble for Davis.
12-2 is the run for the Bulldogs. Grazed off the rim, well off target. Here comes Jackson pushing. Stop and go, whirl inside and give it up. Bad pass, hard to believe. That's 4 straight turnovers on Davis. Jackson sneaks past everybody on a quick burst.
Full head of steam to the basket. Little guy getting through the arms, finding the gaps, scoring that easy bucket.
14-2 run. A 14-2 run that's reached the 1.5-minute mark. Jackson sits down, and Jalen Scott up off that Folsom bench. Coach Gonzalez standing with arms folded, does not get rattled, but he's just had a number done on his team here.
And it's all a part of it. He knows that his game plan may lead to this, but he just plays it out, lets the rotations play out.
A missed 3 ball. Lynch yanks the rebound. 1:10 to go. Fears sneaks inside. Tough luck on the miss there. Davis in control after the rebound by Massey. Open daylight shooting. Back rim, no. Live and die by the 3 right now in poor health. Drive it strong. Scott misses the layup. Back come the Blue Devils. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Baseline J way off. A rush jumper. Standing out of bounds. Scott turns it over.
Devils needed to play to work in their favor, and that was one right there as Coach Gonzalez looks on. But they need a bucket right here. They need to stop the bleeding and get a bucket, see the basketball go in the rim, and that can change their perspective.
Inside, no on the layup, but a foul. I believe they're going to call Dylan Davis on that. And Tilmatine at the stripe, badly needed free throws upcoming, and he drops number 1.
And this was an even better bucket for Davis because it got to stop the clock. Everybody can take a breath and then play solid defense. Get prepared to play solid defense.
That had been better than 4 minutes without a point. And he drops both of them. Pair of free throws. 14-8, 35 seconds left in the quarter. Send it up the floor. Pulane handling. Cross court now. Feed the post. Lynch steps away from the foul line. Down low, nobody's guarding him. And I'll tell you, that was easy money for Jalen Scott.
Jalen Scott doing what he does best, slashing to the basket, getting a wide open layup.
16-8, 8 seconds to go. Let's see if Davis can get up a shot. Baseline, there it is there. We have played one in this championship contest of the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. We'll be right back.
Fancy pants peanut butter?
A big screen television.
You haven't even bought a sofa yet.
A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles. What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers.
Feed the pig.
As we prepare for second quarter action in this championship contest, both teams getting final instruction from their veteran head coaches that have better than 15 years experience. There you see Mike Wall of host Folsom, his counterpart. Of course, the distinguished Daniel Gonzalez of Davis. And the Blue Devils have first possession to open this second quarter. Baseline jumper off the side of the board, way off target. Here come the Bulldogs. The trailer fears. Tough shot, well defended. Lynch a follow-up. Easy money. Back the other way. A jump shot missed. Offensive board and a layup sweetly kissed in by Doms. (18-10) Folsom, full speed. Scott. A driving layup is good, and he draws a foul on the full speed kiss off the glass.
Way to find the change of speeds to elevate. Change speeds right there, elevate, and get the and one bucket.
Another look.
You see just a little change up right there, just a little gather, and he finished with the left hand.
He's got the three-point play. court pressure causing problems. Shy of the timeline, they finally break the press. And the driving layup, good, and he draws a foul on the play. Well done, as Voss lost the dribble momentarily, but was able to gather and stick it in.
Davis is going to have to build on plays like that where they are scoring in transition or getting easy buckets, but they cannot trade baskets right now. They have to get stops on defense. They've been able to put the ball in the hoop started this quarter. They're going to have to get some stops.
Well, they just traded 3-point plays, and you see Davis deploy extended 2-2-1, full court pressure. Wall to Scott, Pillane to Scott. Break the press. Knife inside. Draw a foul. Well, Pillane tried to pull that ball back, but it was a foul, but that shot was rejected.
Doms has a leaping ability. I don't know how and what they're doing down at Davis, but that's a guy you need to get in the multi-sport athlete, or make him a multi-sport athlete, because this guy can jump out of the gym and can be a benefit to the school in other aspects.
Pair of free throws for Pillane, who's one of their top scorers off the bench. 23-13. Folsom up 10, showing extended pressure of their own. Voss. Rusinganwa, number 3, perhaps the speediest of the Blue Devils. We saw some nice flashes out of him in last night's semifinal.
And he sees his height advantage. He sees the mismatch, and Jackson is going to have to play smart. Young player, Jackson is going to have to play smart. He's also in his head as well, so he may even get an offensive foul here. Let's be on the watch for that.
He's guarding a taller player there. Wow, that was a shaky pass. Voss working against Wall. Spin move, fade away, bank. Tough luck, it wobbled out. Scott has the board and starts transition. 3-on-2, send it right. Driving layup, tip in, missed. But tapped out long, and Wall controls for the Bulldogs.
And the little guards for Davis is going to have to grab that. Voss, with his leaping ability to alter shots, when you see the ball coming off the rim, you've got to get the rebounds.
Boy, that was well defended. Tough luck on that call there. Gee whiz.
Coach Wall is very excited about getting that and-one bucket, especially on Doms, who's picking up, I think, his second foul right now.
So David Clark to the line. It's number 1. By the way, in case you're not keeping up with the arithmetic, Davis already has 10 fouls with 6 minutes to go in the half. Double bonus all the way to the intermission now for Folsom.
The fouls are 10-5. Coach Wall is looking on, making sure that his team is in the right position. If this is a made basket, he's more than likely going to press. As we see the extended defense from Davis, but the fouls have altered the game. A lot of free throws coming for Folsom easily, but it's because the foul count is so lopsided right now.
Yes, it is. 25-13. Stop and go dribble, breaks the timeline. Voss, runner, wobbles out. Scott on the run, sends it ahead. Jackson, no. Boy, he'd sure like to have that one back. He can't believe it himself.
Anticipating the block, anticipating contact. That's what he's trying to do, and distracting him from making an easy layup. Just go make the layup. If they block your shot, they block your shot. It won't be the first time.
Okay, a stoppage for a substitution. 5 new Davis players onto the floor. Folsom substitutes 1. Cummings back in for Wall. So Standifer working against Spears. Too much dribble. 5:25 still front side of quarter number 2. A miss in close, but the putback is on the money. 25-15. Davis pulls within 10, a tap away, but Jackson way too fast, and he runs it down. Conference with our game officials. And Alonzo Maxwell will award the basketball to Folsom. There you see Malik Jackson, a dynamite freshman guard here for Folsom, as Daniel Gonzalez stays calm.
Very neutral coach, which is good for the players because they won't be on an emotional roller coaster with the coach, and you can have more control of the reins. When you're making this many substitutions, you need to be calm, cool, and collected while you're at the helm.
Fears loses the rock, and it's picked up. That's a turnover as Tilmatine tracks down the loose ball. They break the press. Pull-up jump shot wide open, but another miss. We near midway second, when we're just delighted to have you with us this evening for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. With Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James, along with the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew. We see Folsom lose the rock. Tilmatine up the floor for the Blue Devils. They've been in a serious scoring drought since early in the first quarter. Into the post. Fake and bank. Nicely done. Execution by Hankel. 25-17. Scott doubled. Fears to Jackson at the 3:35 layup. Pops out. Nice offensive board work and a putback by the slasher, Jalen Scott.
Jalen Scott finding the basketball, doing the intangibles. He's a spark plug for their team.
Baseline drive is good, and a block, and a possible three-point play upcoming for crafty Will Ziegler.
I was about to ask for the replay because that one was kind of close. Still moving at the end, still walking into it. I love the theatrics after, but still walking into it and not outside of that key. We don't have that restricted area like the NBA, but if you're clearly outside of the key, refs usually give it to you.
Ziegler cannot complete the three-point play. And I agree with you on the Playhouse 90 job by Jalen Scott. Trying to sell the charge to no avail. 3:15 to go. Flip side, quarter number 2. Scott one-on-one. Blocked partially, and it curls out. And again, there's that leaping by Doms.
Dom's leaping ability is out of the gym, but he has to be smart. He wants to go and get every one, but he has 2 fouls, and he has to play it close.
And he banks high off the glass, a miss. Tracked down, however, and Davis will reload. But we got a whistle here. We've had 3 stoppages in this quarter that were non-fouls, non-turnovers.
And they've all been issues with the clock, whether the shot clock, possession arrow, got to be on it.
Got to be on it. Okay, back to action, inbound. Standifer handling. Dribble drive, fadeaway J. That hasn't been there all night for Taylor.
Taylor's going to have to get to the basket and create some contact. The foul count would look a lot different if Taylor was putting his head down, getting to the rim, as well as Dom's being able to attack, but he's in foul trouble.
Well, we saw that attack by Payne. I don't see enough of the short-range pull-up jumpers. Players are so inclined to want to take on the defense and get contact. Miss and a whistle and a foul.
Yes, as well as knowing when to shoot the pull-up.
Didn't see who that was on. Dobbs was in the area, but it may have been on Taylor.
Well, I think they gave it to Doms because they're showing him 3 fouls now.
That's not good for Davis. Free throw on the way, a miss for Cameron Wall.
No, it's not, because it limits him on the offensive side. He can't be aggressive on offense because he has 3 fouls, as well as he can't be aggressive on defense and do what he's naturally good at because he has 3 fouls.
Well, he reluctantly sits down. Pair of misses by Wall. Prussell in to replace Doms. Deep range shot. Wow, foul against Folsom. And I love the way Alonzo Maxwell's so demonstrative on that call. There was no doubt.
When he sees it, he calls it. And he's usually a very straight shooter, willing to talk to you and negotiate. Not really negotiate, but definitely willing to talk to you and give you his feedback on what he saw in the play.
We saw Coach Wall with arms folded in front, looking less than satisfied. And here's Stanifer at the line, trying to reduce an 8-point deficit that was at one time a dozen. Steady, nothing but net.
And Coach Wall's complaints are totally different this year. He has a different team, a smaller team than Folsom is normally saw in every position. And so his team is playing quicker, faster, smaller. Small game ball, small ball.
A miss on number 2, 27-20. Davis closing a little with a minute 50 to go. Scott fires and misses. Nice rebounding position, but Wall rips it away. Feeds Fears. Bank shot missed. But Wall tracks down the loose ball. Tapped away. Regained by Cummings. Folsom has it. Jackson feeds it low. A bullet off the hands of Tyler Fears for a Folsom turnover.
Another just adjustment in Folsom's offense. Different type of point guard. He's smaller, so he's looking for the dime. Not really the offensive takeover type person. He wants to facilitate. They got to be ready for those.
Another missed outside 3 ball, this time by Henry Siegler. Send it up. Wall finds the cherry picker, and it's an easy layup cashed in, that time by Cummings. Good vision from Wall. 29-20. Timeout Davis at 30 as they were in danger of getting the 10-second.
Good call from Coach. Way to be aware in making decisions for your team. Coaching isn't also about managing, but it's also about making the right calls at the right time.
A minute 1 left here in the first half. 29-20, Folsom by 9. Davis had trimmed it to 7. As you see, sideline instruction there for the Bulldogs. And we saw last night how late starting they were and how many turnovers in the first half, like 17.
Young group, got to build chemistry, got to get in the position of understanding how to play together and how important it is when they play together. This is a new group for Folsom, so they're having to take Coach Wall's instruction as well as go out there and execute it, as you see him sitting down right now.
Okay, full court pressure applied by Jackson. Near travel and a break up by Scott. Here's a turnover. It's tapped away, goes to Scott. Cummings has a layup and he's fouled by Stanifer. Wow. Let's take another look at that defensive play generated off their press. There's the end of the Cummings layup. Want to remind you that at the half, Lauren will be interviewing our head coaches during the intermission. We'll see what's on their mind. Meantime, Cummings up there trying to clean up a 3-point play and does. Fortuitous, to say the least. 32-20. Davis, bad pass to the backcourt. And here's a run-out layup missed by Fears. Back for the rebound. Well done on that play by Siegler. And an injury timeout as Davis's Rustin Ganwa leaping in the air on that turnover play. Sprained his ankle coming down. Tough luck. Don't know if he'll be able to shake that one off, but needs assistance getting off the floor, and he looks in some measure of pain there. There was no collision of any kind. He just leaped and came down awkwardly on that play. On a reset, we got 25 seconds left in the half. So let's take another look at that awkward fall to see how that may have happened. Here's the pass coming out toward midcourt. Right there, he just came down awkwardly on the left foot and tweaked it. So here's Davis in bad need of a bucket. They're down a dozen and have been ice cold from the outside. What they've had so far has been mostly in the paint. 10 seconds, 8 seconds, 6, 5, 4. Need to get it off now. They're running out of time. Fadeaway J, miss at the halftime buzzer. And a second quarter surge by host Folsom has now placed the Bulldogs on top by a count of 32-20 in this championship game of the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. For 2 straight games now, Davis has had a very sluggish, very spotty, erratic first half. And we'll hear the impressions of the Davis head coach, Daniel Gonzalez, who is known to remain quite calm in times of distress. Lauren Goodman has rounded up the Davis coach, and let's bounce our attention down to floor level and pick up this interview. Lauren?
Well, Coach, what are you going to build on with your team? You had some successful moments. What did you see from your group?
I thought once we settled down in the game, we've got to keep that ball in front of us. When they're by us, they're good finishers. They got a lot of good weapons, and I think we're in good shape. Only being down 12 right now, and we threw different defenses at them. So we're going to look at our notes and see which ones were the better ones. That kind of gave them some trouble.
What stands out as an immediate adjustment that you want to make going in with your team?
Handling their pressure. So the adjustment we got to make, and we thought we were ready for it. And you're never ready until you actually see it. But I'm pretty confident. I got some smart guys. They got a lot of court sense, and we'll be able to do that.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Will.
Thank you very much, Lauren. As we mentioned, Daniel Gonzalez, in more than 15 years of head coaching there at Davis, he's seen his share of tight games, big games, poor performance by his ball club from time to time, and he knows how to take it in stride and turn it back to the upside. So that's where we stand now. Folsom up a dozen here at the intermission in this championship game for the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. Stay with us. When we return, we'll have a few things to chit-chat about, including the head coaches. We'll be right back.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Hi, I'm Lourdes Stefan, host of Univision's Sal y Pimienta. Cancer doesn't just change the way you feel, it changes the way you look. From losing your hair, even your eyebrows, to changes in your skin and nails, cancer treatment can rob you of your confidence and self-esteem. But Look Good, Feel Better changes all that. More than 800,000 women have learned how to address the appearance side effects of cancer treatment through our workshops. Visit lookgoodfeelbetter.org to find a free workshop near you. Let Look Good Feel Better help you feel like you again.
Welcome back. We're at the intermission here at Folsom High School, halftime of this championship contest of the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic, and certainly a competitive first half, but again we saw Davis hit a rut and go for an extended period of time in a scoring drought, and that enabled Folsom to put together a 14-2 run and take command at that point. Now Davis certainly is still in the ball game, down by a dozen, but we'll see what happens come second half, particularly with the stamina and endurance factor for Folsom.
This is adjustment time right now. Adjustment time, making the right adjustments, responding to what you've seen in the first half. The Folsom team is going to be tested as coach is trying to get his message across to these young guys who are still learning his style and system. As well as for Davis, they're going to have to come out and respond, as you saw Coach talk about going back to his notes and seeing what they actually ran in the first half and see who makes the bigger adjustment.
A quick look at individual scoring in that first half. For Davis High, they were limited to 20 points in the half. Leading the way with 6 was the leaper, Aiden Doms. 4 of those coming in the first quarter. They got 3 from Voss on a 3-point play, and then 2 points each for Taylor, Tilmontine, Will Ziegler, and another deuce by Hakel off the bench, and 1 from Stanifer at the stripe near the end of the half. At the foul line, 6 for 8 for the Blue Devils, and identical mark for Folsom. They were 6 for 8 in the first half, all of the 6 for 8 coming in the second quarter. Leading the way individually, Fears with 8, all of those in the first quarter, including a pair of threes. 7 points for Jalen Scott. They had 4 from freshman guard Malik Jackson, a 3 spot from Cummings on a 3-point play late in the half. They had Cameron Wall with 2, and another 2 for David Clark off the bench, and 2 for Pillane. So nice diversity for both ball clubs. For Folsom, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 players scored, and for the Blue Devils, 3, 6, 7 in the scoring column. So good balance, just not enough to go around as far as Davis is concerned.
No, it's not, and they have no offensive flow, which is probably credited to how they rotate, but the groups of that have been rotating haven't had any offensive continuity.
Well, the coaches, as we mentioned, they're both veterans, both coaching for more than 15 years.
Gonzalez coming in his 15th year, like you said, Will. And this stats right here is only since 2004 because they have been coaching well long past the 2004 mark. But you see he has 152 wins racked up. That's a lot of wins. As well as his best season came in the 2012-2013 season where he was 16-11. And for the other side, we have Mike Wall in his 12th year here at Folsom, 289 wins. That's big time for any coach. And his best season came in 2013-2014 season where they went 32-3 and they were some state finalists. Not too bad.
Yes, they were. And, of course, he's in excess of 12 years, and he's awfully close to his 300 wins. I believe he does have it, but perhaps not all with Folsom. He had a couple very successful years coaching Foothill. So 2 veteran coaches, they've made their mark, they've stood the test of time, and tonight in the championship game, they are moving the chess pieces around, and it will be the second half that determines who will take home the gold. Lauren Goodman is preparing for a brief chat with Folsom High head coach Mike Wall, whose team is got a comfortable but not altogether safe lead of 12 here at the intermission, and he had less to talk about than Daniel Gonzalez. The Blue Devils have yet to come out. As Folsom, their talk was short, and they're back out shooting warm-ups, and certainly testimony to their scoring balance. 2, 4, 6, 8 players in the scoring column. I think I said 9 earlier. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Nice diversity, spreading the wealth and so forth, and it's hard to guard teams that have that many people who can score. Well, I see Lauren has rounded up Mike Wall. He's joined her at the station. Let's turn our attention down to floor level. Lauren?
Coach, you had 8 players scoring in that first half. How did that balanced attack help your team get this lead?
Well, we had a lot of guys rotating in and doing their job. And defensively, we were getting a lot of defensive baskets. In other words, we were getting steals and getting runouts. And so when you do that, it's whoever the guy on the front of the play is that's going to get the basket. And we had a little bit of foul trouble in there, too, which had different guys rolling in. And guys are just doing their job and making the extra pass to whoever the open guy is. And that's good basketball.
Coach, it seems like in your timeouts, you're trying to be really effective and use them to get your message across to the team. How has those meetings been with your group as the game's been flowing?
Well, we're just trying to make sure that we're staying disciplined, we're doing our job, and that we're getting in through their press. Their press is a little bit of a challenge for us, and just making sure that guys are staying home and we're being aggressive and being attacking. I just want to make sure to keep them focused on attacking.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Will.
Okay, Lauren, thank you very much. As usual, astute comments from the Folsom High School head coach, Mike Wall. His ball club had a little extra time to come out and warm up. Davis also now ready to go as the third quarter is about ready to start here in front of what I would consider a meager crowd, given that the host team is playing for the championship. However, they are playing for the championship and not necessarily for the crowd. So where we're at now is Folsom by a dozen. Davis playing catch-up. And little shy on the offense so far tonight, as Daniel Gonzalez may have addressed just that. Scott, near side, inbound. We're underway here in the third quarter. Malik Jackson, the fabulous freshman, at the point. Gee whiz, quick whistle and a foul on Stanifer as Lynch reached for that bounce pass and kind of shuffled his feet. Substitution immediately off the Davis bench. Stanifer out. Back on is Voss.
And I don't think Coach Gonzalez even recognized that the foul was on Doms, and he picked up his 4th foul.
Neither did I. I don't even think Doms was near the play. Here we go, driving layup, and it's going to be a charge against Davis. Very predictable in that it did look like a charge, and in that Davis is picking up 3 fouls to every one on Folsom.
Easily, they're already down in the count now, and they're already starting this half down in the count, as right now Coach Gonzalez is at the bench making adjustments or trying to see who that last foul was even called on.
See, he's got a question mark in his mind too, as do I. That looked like Voss all the way, but Lynch works inside, misses the spin move. Back come the Blue Devils, snap it ahead, ill-advised pass by Tilmontine, and a save by Jackson. Sloppy play, bobbled away and lost by Scott.
Nobody just being disciplined right now. Grab the basketball and just slow down. But everybody's trying to tip it and run it and go fast, and then you see a lot of plays like that.
And I think testimony to a young ball club. Terrible pass, turnover, and a submarine foul job is going to be called against Joey Voss, as he did the undercut job on Scott here, who's a little hobbled.
And we're kind of seeing right now Davis making unnecessary fouls not really to their favor. They need to stay away from that category and just play hard. They can play hard without fouling because the fouls will start getting them in trouble and digging a deeper hole than the 12.
Well, Bender Pulane on for the limping Jalen Scott. Shaky pass inside, but cashed in beautifully by Bender Pulane. First points of the second half. Open daylight shooting down. 3-ball corner pocket, Henry Ziegler.
Davis need that one, and they need to get some defensive stops.
Yes, they needed that shot bad and got it. Cummings now snaps it to the right corner. Baseline drive, blocked clean. Lynch boards it and sticks it back in, and that may have been partially blocked, but he was so strong he just muscled it home.
And it had a little reservation from Doms because he has 4 fouls.
Wow, but that didn't stop that play, did it? Doms sticks it in with high elevation.
He's going to have to play aggressive. I'm not worried about him on the offensive end. It's the defensive end where his shot blocking ability can get him in trouble.
Inside shot, a miss, and Cummings is decked. They have turned up the heat here at Folsom, and I don't mean the temperature.
And Cummings is kind of finding his way with that back baseline slashing, baseline cutting. He's gotten a few easy layups as now he's at the free throw line.
He drops the free throw, substitution, and we're happy to see this. Razanganwa shakes off the sprained ankle and comes in.
And we see Doms going to the bench kind of questioning because he did not commit that 4th foul. Maybe that was another player, but frustrated coming out.
In fact, if I recall correctly, the 3rd foul and the 4th foul were questionable. Out of bounds to Folsom as Cummings missed the back end of that 2-shot opportunity. Still early here in the 3rd, 5:56, front side. Jackson lobs, gets a return pass and feeds low. Fears tied up and travel.
Picked the pivot foot up just a little bit, but that was because of Taylor's physicality on the block, making him kind of get out of position.
Several of the Blue Devils need to bring up their performance level that had subpar first halves, including Taylor. Voss drives it hard on Jackson and hits the runner sweetly. (37-27), but Lynch takes care of that.
They need more baskets to the rim. Baskets to the rim.
A driving layup as he had just shaken off the injury. Takes it for 2 and draws the foul.
And you're going to see that constant limp. I know it's super fashionable to wear ankle shoes, as Coach Gonzalez is looking on right now. But that ankle is going to be nagging him all night because he has no ankle support. Very cool shoes, no ankle support.
Fashion, but no support. And he cleans up the 3-point play. Arcel Rusenganwa with 3 off the bench. And it pulls the Blue Devils within 9.
Folsom handling the press a lot better in the second half.
3-guard formation in there. 2 guards in a swing with Fears, Cummings, and Wall. A steal clean by Cody Taylor, and he starts 3-on-2 transition. Corner J on the way, short. Nice rebounding position, fire away. Short again.
Sometimes you got to live and die by your system. I would like to see them get a lot more layups because the Bulldogs are tired. And when you shoot threes, you give them an opportunity to get a long rebound, which doesn't require work, as well as not play defense. So I want Davis to make an adjustment right now. If they want to be in the game, I think they need to get a few more layups and some and-one buckets.
Fears sits down, Kahira back in, whistle and a foul. And just go ahead and keep adding them up.
Fouls are 5-1. And not in Davis's favor.
And they got charged for, what, 12 or 13 in the first half?
Yeah, and that's a lot of fouls. 13 fouls in the first half of basketball. All these refs know that's a lot of fouls.
They had double bonus with 6 minutes left. Down low, Wall hits the bank and takes a hard foul as he's decked at the baseline. Voss put a pretty good shot on him, but way too late to prevent the bucket.
And we see a smaller rotation here. More strategic. 3 guys coming in for Davis instead of the normal 5. And we see here, good rotation with the basketball, finding the slashing cut coming from top. Folsom's running like a motion offense where they create multiple slashers on either side of the basketball. So that's where you see Wall getting the easy layup because he's doing his job in offense.
He cannot convert the 3, but a near travel is a turnover instead, and Cummings misses the chippy out of bounds to Davis. Oh my goodness.
Young player, it's gonna bother him, so he needs to play smart right now, but you gotta finish those chippies.
Lynch got away with a shove, and it led to a turnover. The way these officials have been calling the game, particularly with the excessive fouls on Davis, they need to realize how big and strong Lynch is and what just an arm brush can do in terms of contact.
An arm brush from Lynch right now can knock down anybody on the court.
Thank you, I appreciate that validation, Lauren. Possession to Folsom, far side inbound. Here's the cutter, no problem, as Dylan Davis sticks home an uncontested layup. 43-30. Loose ball handling and an unforced turnover as Will Ziegler lost the handle.
Just a buildup of frustration. The unforced error is a buildup of frustration.
Flip side of quarter number 3. 3.5 to go in the third. Lynch gets a return pass and misses the flip. Has the return shot blocked. Voss picks it up and gets it to Ziegler. Tough D that time down the floor for Davis. Whistle. Am I seeing things? Help me out, Lauren.
Didn't see the foul. Would love a replay, but I didn't see the foul.
Oh my word. They're calling, I think, Rusanganwa for that foul. And
Coach Gonzalez's face says it all. The smile smirk says it all on any play as he looks on right now, talking to the ref as he runs by.
Stop and go by Cameron Wall. He gets a return pass. Cummings now down to the baseline right. Good ball movement here by the Bulldogs. Very patient. Corner J down.
Coach has to call timeout.
Dylan Davis. Yes, let's take a look at that previous play. Here comes the drive. Oh, Cummings.
Shoulders turned.
Yes.
Out of position.
You know, I think he should get the Oscar for that performance. In fact, Rusangawa was actually going in the opposite direction when, here we go. He's going in the opposite direction.
And fully stopped. No momentum going that way.
That's rough, man.
A charged play created, I think, a lot of flopping. You got to sell it as you see a foul right there. Easy call. 1 for Davis. Well, 2 now for Davis. But the charge is kind of an exaggerated play So you're supposed to sell it, and he sold it.
Lock, stock, and barrel. Okay, Davis with the rock, down 16 now. Largest lead for the Bulldogs. Siegler loses the rock, gets it back, and cannot hit the short bank. Tapped out of bounds. The ball belongs to Davis. Wall out, Jackson in, Cummings out, Fears in for Folsom. 2:24 left in the third, and a whistle and stoppage. Oh my word. Foul away from the ball. They're gonna Deep J, air ball short. Nice anticipating rebound there. Return jumper missed. Third J, short, grazes the net, no rim. Full speed. A miss. Broken up, but gathered. 2-minute mark, late third. Stanifer. Voss, runner, got it.
To the basket. When they put the ball on the floor and get to the basket, Davis looks pretty good.
45-32. High off the glass, a wanger. Missed by Clark. Voss again on Jackson. Cannot get this one to fall.
Fading because he's worried about picking up another foul, and that was clearly Davis's ball. I saw 4 white jerseys slap the ball out. So, home cooking tonight is in effect.
Yes, carte blanche. That was an amazing call. I agree. So what we got is 1:24 left in the third. Jalen Scott takes it strong and misses. The follow-up by Fears is missed. He gets it again and has it blocked. 0 for 3. Here's the run out. Who's got the cherry picker? Bucket for Davis. They needed it. Hankel with his second hoop. Miss.
Coach Wall knows his team. They're young and they're not making smart plays right now.
They are kind of hustling themselves into trouble.
Yeah.
Fortunate they have the cushy lead. Oh, that's right. Here's a technical foul. And we may get further information as Lynch is going to be shoved back into the game by Coach Wall. And it's now 8 team fouls on Davis plus the technical.
Who was the technical on, Will? Did you catch it?
I did not. Boy, oh boy, gift wrapped. So they're clarifying that call at the timetable. Further explanation. We see there Hakel, number 22, but here's the deal right here at the table. This is L.J. Guidry, one of our 2 umpires. You see Coach Gonzalez at the left looking on. With this much time to clarify, it should be announced. Jackson will be shooting the technical, apparently, standing at the Folsom foul line. But now we have our game official, the venerable Alonzo Maxwell, now talking it over with L.J. Guidry. What's your take on this, Goody?
I'm trying to see where the foul or the play happened. I think that there's a 1-and-1, which is why Jackson is shooting. Then He missed the 1-and-1, and now Davis is shooting. So the technical was on Folsom, and now Davis is shooting, but we don't know the play that led to that. I see Coach Wall is sitting down now. So was the technical on him?
I am kind of getting that idea. Prussell at the stripe, 1 out of 2. Strange interlude, Coach Goodman, coming with less than a minute remaining in the third.
Very strange. Because now he's shooting again, which was there a foul?
That is the unknown factor with no clear explanation. And still now, more stoppage. Alonzo Maxwell trying to get to the bottom of it, but he did not make the call on the tee. So they freeze the free throw shooter with a delay, but he hits it, and he's going to go for another one.
And I'm confident with Davis. It's something that they do traditionally, knock down free throws, as he was 3 for 4. And now they have the ball. Momentum swing.
Well, with under a minute to go here in the third, 30-second timeout called by Coach Gonzalez of Davis. They have pulled back to a single-digit deficit as we see Coach Wall.
Coach Wall has the face of, I just got a technical. He's very serious, but he has a young group, and he wants every timeout to be maximized right now. But you can tell the face is, I just got a technical face.
You know, if my memory serves correctly, we were here last year covering this tournament, and I do believe that Coach Wall got whacked with the technical a year ago. Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm positive now.
A lot of it as a coach, the coach and referee relationship is very unique, especially when you're a passionate coach. Referees are humans, and they are emotional as well as coaches. And so a lot of time when you're coaching and being passionate with your players, refs are in the crossfire of that, and sometimes they get the heat, and sometimes the heat is not directed to them.
Okay, they get the inbound, as you said, Goody. 40 seconds to go in the third. Little backcourt weave here to chew up some time. Davis really, I don't believe they were working for that shot, but perhaps they were. A big-time miss.
I think they're trying to get layups, but they don't know how.
20 seconds left here in the third. Scott sends it out on top with a shaky pass, and a driving layup cashed in by Joey Voss.
Voss read it perfect, jumped the lane, and got that little tip in there to get that steal.
3 seconds. And a put in by Lynch on a 3-ball air ball. Wow, just before the third quarter buzzer. How about that?
Lynch is an athlete. He's not a ball player, he's not a football player. He's an athlete. Way to be heads up right there on that rebound.
After 3, 48-39. Stay with us because we're coming right back.
It's not my first time bartending, so.
It's a sausage party in here.
It's fine. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing, totally last thing.
Yeah.
Is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to.
What?
Lots of game faces taking the court now as we open fourth quarter action here in this championship contest of the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. There you see that Folsom bench, the Brain Trust, as Davis has first possession here, trailing at 48-39. Still within striking distance, but in foul trouble. The Blue Devils had their highest scoring quarter in the third with 19 points.
They came alive and responded to Coach Gonzalez, which is what he wanted, and they're right in position to make an impactful fourth quarter.
Stanifer, guarded by the shorter Jackson. Lynch just snurps a shot as the shot clock expires on that rejection of the Keaton Massey jumper.
Coach Wall is up and ecstatic about that play. As you see Lynch being an athlete and just making a big-time block right there.
Now his presence is immeasurable. If you look at that factor, besides just the crunching the numbers of his production in the scorebook, it's just a tremendous asset for this ball club. Left open, Cameron Wall along with the J. Rebound by Davis. Send it up the floor. Who's got the cherry picker? That's as easy as it can get. Siegler with the two as they fast broke him and scored at the other end.
Risking it all with the up-top press. Kind of have a 5 up-top press, leaving open 2 wide open baskets. That's happened for Davis.
Lynch fouled on the play, and Cody Taylor's in utter disbelief over that call.
I hope they get this foul right because Cody Taylor's both hands were in the air, but that was a reach-in on another player. As you see right here, easy layup. Nobody even gets back for Folsom.
No, they did not. Closest the Blue Devils have been in a while, within 7 as Lynch misses number 1. Substitutions, Wall back in for Folsom. And look who's back for Davis, having had to sit the bench with 2 legitimate fouls and 2 phantom fouls. That would be Aiden Doms, number 21. Number 2 for Lynch, got it. Backcourt pressure. Davis showing a little more patience here in their half-court set. Open J on the way. They haven't had that all night from the corner. Tapped and grabbed by Wall. Nice effort. Snap it ahead. Davis sends it back out and plays catch with Jackson. Fears bumped by Doms, and that should do it.
And what I feared most happened. His ability to block shots and his instinct to naturally jump, it got him in trouble on that play. He didn't even need to accelerate. And coach has to talk to him and say, listen here, you can't block shots right now. But I think the foul wasn't on him.
Well, he's still on the floor, so maybe they reneged on one of those early fouls. Down, a deep J, scalded by Siegler.
That's what Davis does best. As soon as you catch him sleeping, knock down the 3.
52-44, the 3 ball puts him in striking distance, but the offside layup by Wall was way too easy. Left open, Doms, oh yes, 3 ball, corner pocket, Aiden Doms, 54-47.
Looks like the patience of Coach Gonzalez is working out for the Davis Blue Devils.
Lynch forces his way inside.
Not a good call. Not a good call. Guy who's bigger. This is the first game, honestly, Will, where I've seen a guy of Lynch's stature
get all the calls. Okay, let's take a look, first of all, at the Cameron Wall offside layup in a moment. Here's the Lynch free throw. That was a gift.
We're seeing here, easy dump down Cameron Wall just being in the right spots at the right time. Their offense is free-flowing, and you can create those easy layups.
2 out of 2. We talked about his sweet, soft touch. 2 fine examples of that. And Folsom answers on their end. 56-47. At the 5:05, still front side of quarter number 4. Stanifer on the point. Cody Taylor sends it to the right side. Stanifer gives it up. Siegler. Deep J on the way is a back rim no, and Scott has an easy rebound. Wall to Fears, in and out, tough luck. Leaping rebound by Dobbs, stolen from behind by Wall.
And Doms can't respond really with a physical play because he has those fouls. Good play by Wall.
Fears turn and look, send it outside, shuffle the feet, shoot a J, and nothing but net. Sweet money, Chiara with the 3 ball. And an interception at the other end, a key turnover there that might be the difference maker type. 59-47, left wide open, and that's what happens. Dylan Davis acting it out, raises 3 fingers, time out taken at the 3:46, 62-47.
Love the energy and enthusiasm, but that's what you're supposed to do. 2 wide open threes, nobody guarding you, in home. You're supposed to make that, son.
Yes, it is. Supposed to make it. He did. And yes, that's worth another look.
Now, thank you, Davis, for not even running out there. But he got a wide open shot. Good look for the weak side skip. Knock down that for 3. And then give the crowd some antics as they're sitting behind him.
Well, maybe he felt that the crowd's aptitude wasn't up to the mark to realize that that was good for 3. So he needed the hand signal.
I love the 3 show. The 3 is the only shot that gets its own celebration with distinction of a 3-pointer. Thank you, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and all the great NBA players who love to shoot and be theatrical after.
It was theatrical, and it was a all-net jumper. And did you ever do that, Goody?
Of course.
Did you ever hold 3?
I think it's just in our game. You gotta signify.
I know it's in your game.
I think it's big though too when you hit it on somebody. That's when I gotta be a little bit more antics, a little bit more theatrical.
You see, I come from the older school where I don't go with the showmanship because I think that would antagonize. There's a Dom's layup as they left him undefended.
And it's been all night. Folsom is gonna have to get better at this part. Their press is effective, but once the press is beaten, it's giving up wide open layups.
62-49, time now becoming a factor at the 3:20 mark. Here's a steal. Voss comes up with the loose ball, surrounded by 4 defenders. Collision, no call either way, and a lead pass for Fears, who gets bumped by Voss, and he takes a hard fall, but the Davis guard sees to his attention. Good sportsmanship.
Really good sportsmanship. And we see right here, just going with the chest. Now, I got to comment on it because you see, took the wind out of him, but he just chested him. Straight up chest.
Voss
that was a hard foul.
him. Yes, that was a chesty move. And Fears is going to shake it off because he's got no fear, and let's see if he can drop these free throws.
And you see he's kind of caught his breath now, showing off the pearly whites. Get payback right now is to knock these 2 free throws down.
Voss is a real scrapper, isn't he? As a matter of fact, he has scrapped so hard that he's just fouled out. And Fears cannot clean up the second one. Dom's a rebound. Taylor to Doms. Now they give it to Siegler. Less than 3 minutes remaining in this one. Drive and dish. Whistle and a foul on the drive. I'm gonna clip Fears on this, I guess. I don't know.
Crazy part about tonight, Davis is usually known for their three-point scoring, but every time they put the ball on the floor, they've been successful.
Fouls on Cummings as Doms loses it out of bounds for a Davis turnover.
Thought that went off White, but
I'm glad you said that because I didn't want to repeat myself. You know, my mother told me not to do that too much a long time ago.
looked like it went off White knee from up here, but Maxwell saw something different.
Okay, ball fake Lynch, take it strong. Doms bothered the shot and grabs the rebound. He's about as tough as they come. Taylor drains the three ball straight away. High C, Cody Taylor. (63-52). Lynch just stuck an elbow.
Lynch is getting every call. And you see Coach Gonzalez is probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking right now as you see Taylor knock down a pretty three from the top. But I played with some big players as well as got an opportunity to coach Edwards, known as Shaq at Sac High, and I never seen this many calls go to the big guy.
Nobody else has either, Goody.
Usually refs are in our ear about the big guy taking up too much space or being a nuisance, and tonight Lynch has gotten every call that he's wanted.
Every call. That elbow to the chest would have disabled me for about 6 months right there. Less than 2 minutes remaining. 64-52. Siegler answers with a three ball. 64-55. Never say die Davis playing out the string here. 1:45 to go. Boy, Lynch has been a tremendous addition since being activated off his football season. Missed the left-handed layup, boards it, misses, boards it again. Sweet money inside. What an agile monster.
And you can see why. He has a soft touch and a very keen instinct to play basketball. And so he's making plays out of no way, as well as giving this small team size. Size. With him on the floor, you have size, you have rebounding ability, as well as a different type of physicality that he's going to bring over from football.
Okay, let's take a look at Mr. Lynch.
See right here, he misses the shot, soft touch, tries to go back up. Misses again, three Devils around him, and he still spins out of it with the soft touch around the glass.
You don't see that type of footwork or that agility from a man his size, particularly at this level. Anyway, timeout on the floor for a moment, 1:19 left, and the Folsom lead has stretched back to 11 in a ball game that has really heated up in the second half.
Shots have started falling for Davis, as well as Davis played better in the second half. They did not respond well to the initial press. And so now they're just making adjustments, but I think they dug too deep of a hole for themselves. It's an 11-point game. In my coaching mind, anything can happen, as well as I'm confident with my team because Folsom hasn't shown me that they can handle in a minute pressure type situation. So confidence should be in the Davis huddle right now, as well as for Folsom needs to be focused right now. Focus and finish.
Okay, Coach Wall has put 5 on the floor that is, in his opinion, are the right 5 at this juncture. 1:19 to go. Trouble on the inbound. Finally into Taylor, into the front court. He drives it, takes it to the hole, misses wild off the glass. Up the floor, it goes to Scott. Take on the defender, and layup is good despite the swat try.
Now this is ironic. On the play, he swats. Maxwell puts his hands up too, like he went straight up, and he's been straight up on some other plays that he didn't get the call.
Missed the J. 68-55, less than a minute to go, and Folsom is cruising to another tournament title. Rebound on the offside, taken down by Henry Siegler, who's played well. Deep J, Stanifer. We have for Davis, number 21, Aiden. "14 seconds and counting." You can see the freshman Jackson standing near midcourt, expiring the clock with a few lackadaisical dribbles, and this one is in the book as Folsom stops Davis for the championship by a final count of 68-55 in a very entertaining game. Want to remind you, Lauren Goodman will be visiting with our players of the game and the winning coach in our post-game segment. Don't wander off. We'll be right back.
You've known for years that this is the #1 cause of lung cancer, smoking. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. But do you know the #1 cause of lung cancer for non-smokers? It's in this room. You can't see it or smell it. It's radon. Radon is an invisible radioactive gas that seeps inside your home from underground. It can build up to dangerous levels without notice. Now the Surgeon General has issued another lung cancer warning. And whether you smoke or not, breathing radon can cause lung cancer. That's why you need to have your home tested. Protect your family. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. Heed the warning. Have your home tested, because radon problems can be fixed.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening at Folsom High School, where tonight in the 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic Boys Basketball Tournament, the hosts come through in flashes and in streaks, enough to stop the spirited Davis Blue Devils by a final count of 68-55. A rather unemotional first half by comparison with a very spirited and intense second half that added lots of spice to this ball game, and it really opened up in a different dimension after the intermission. Right now we have the award and trophy presentations underway for both of these squads. Folsom the champions and Davis the runner-up, the finalist, you might say. And while doing so, I'm going to let you know statistically which individuals distinguished themselves. There were many. For the Davis Blue Devils, they were led by all-star forward Aiden Doms with 13 points, despite being shackled in foul trouble from the very beginning. 8 points for Henry Siegler. 5 for Cody Taylor. 4 for Ryan Hankel. 3 for Lance Prussell. A 2 spot for Will Ziegler, and a deuce for Tilmontine. And on the evening, the Blue Devils shot 10 out of 13 from the foul stripe. And also on the evening, they collected 4 3 balls, all of them in the second half. For the host Folsom Bulldogs, they had a number of standout performances, notably a 12-point effort by Deshaun Lynch, the burly football star who just came out for the team after the conclusion of a state championship football season. He threw in 12 points, 10 after the intermission, and he had 6 in the fourth quarter. Also coming up big, 8 points each for Cameron Wall and Tyler Fears. Fears had all his 8 in the first quarter, including a pair of 3 balls. And then we had 7 points for Jalen Scott, all in the first half. 4 points each for Bender Pillane and Malik Jackson. 3 for Kiara, and pair of free throws for David Clark. And on the evening, at the foul line, the Folsom Bulldogs from the charity stripe shot 11 for 18. And in the foul department, we won't even go there. I can't add that high for Davis. And they had a couple of foul outs. But in the end, it was excellent balance and proficient play that enabled Folsom to hold off the Davis Blue Devils and prevail in a championship effort, 68-55. We're going to come right back in a quick 60, and when we do, Lauren Goodman will have some tasty interviews for you. Stay with us.
You've known for years that this is the #1 cause of lung cancer, smoking. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. But do you know the #1 cause of lung cancer for non-smokers? It's in this room. You can't see it or smell it. It's radon. Radon is an invisible radioactive gas that seeps inside your home from underground. It can build up to dangerous levels without notice. Now the Surgeon General has issued another lung cancer warning. And whether you smoke or not, breathing radon can cause lung cancer. That's why you need to have your home tested. Protect your family. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. Heed the warning. Have your home tested, because radon problems can be fixed.
Back at Folsom High School, we have just seen a very, very entertaining championship ball game in this 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic. The host Bulldogs prevailed by a count of 68-55 over Scrappy Davis. And our Lauren Goodman is standing by with the players selected as players of the game, and we'll let you see it in print. For Davis High School, the outstanding forward, Aiden Doms, another superlative performance. And for Folsom High, Deshaun Lynch distinguishing himself on the hardwood as he did on the gridiron during a state championship football season. Let's turn our attention down to floor level and Lauren Goodman. Lauren?
Well, I'm here, like Will said, with the players of the game, two outstanding guys who stood out not only on the court but in every other way. For Davis, Aiden, you jumped out of the gym. How much of that athletic ability do you have as a benefit to your team?
Obviously, I'm like a shorter center, so like we kind of need like a big guy in there. But with like vertical, you can like sort of hang with the bigger guys. So like, kind of makes a bigger difference with on defense when like they don't expect a guy like me to be going up there like blocking shots and stuff.
Now you came out early with the jumping ability and blocking shots and got in a little bit of foul trouble. What was going through your mind when you were playing with those 4 fouls? Because you did finish the game with those 4 fouls.
Yeah. In the second half, I just had to like not look for blocks as much and just like try to play good D, like contest a shot as much as I could, but like I couldn't really go for blocks because I didn't want to like be out of the game.
How important was it for your team to keep playing? I know you guys made a 4th quarter run at the end there. How important was it for you guys to just continue to play regardless of score?
They made a little push, like hitting a couple threes, and then we hit a couple threes. So like our shots definitely started falling more than the first half. So like it just like really meant a lot because like in the first half we were struggling a little bit.
Thank you so much, Aiden. Good luck on the rest of the season. Now for Folsom, the big guy, presence, Deshaun, you made an immediate impact on the inside. Coach brought you in. How much of an asset are you for your team? Not that big, but you are.
Yes, I just try to do me. I grab rebounds, that's all I need to do.
What was the thought process coming from the football field to now playing basketball?
Hope I don't suck. I still do good, but I'm hard on myself, so.
Got a soft touch around the basket finishing. You had some big-time putbacks. Probably made the most free throws tonight. How much of you just trying to help the team out and be better than you were?
I just try to get them involved as much as I can. They some good teammates, so.
Seem like you're a vocal leader as well with this group. Does your leadership roll over with them as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck on the rest of the season. Great game tonight.
Thank you.
Well, for the Folsom champions, head coach, Coach Wall, I know you were having some struggles coming in, wanted to communicate with your team. How much did that communication improve in the second half?
Well, we just started finishing plays in the second half. We just struggled to finish plays and against their pressure, and we were just struggling around the basket. We missed a lot of layups in the first half. In the second half, we did a much better job of getting clean, open looks and knocked down some threes. And our guys really, we made some mistakes, but we came right back from it. We didn't let it dwell on us, and guys that made some mistakes in the first half, made real plays in the second half, and I think it's just a credit to our kids and their mental toughness. So.
Coach, you talked about getting some clear opportunities. The flex offense or motion offense was working well for you guys. Different guys getting looks and opportunities. How much is it a benefit to your team?
It's great. We had 2 passes inside where the ball went out to the corner for a wide open 3 where the guy could have forced it and he hit the wide open guy and both of them got knocked down at pretty much ended the game. And it was real team basketball and just great extra pass basketball. And our guys just got so excited about it and it just really it builds that camaraderie, that teamwork that basketball is all about, and I was just really proud of the way we finished the game by doing that. So,
seems like your team is building, as you talked about team chemistry, playing with each other better. How do you feel like at this point of the season, preseason almost coming to an end, how much has your team grown?
We've grown a lot. Well, and we picked up Deshaun after the state championship football game, and so that made our team a different team completely. And so, but they've done a really good job of just adapting really quickly, and it's like we just caught it on the fly, and our chemistry is really good after he's only been out for a week. It seems like he's been out for half the season. It's been a whole week. So I'm just really excited about how we're looking going forward. It's going to be a great league with Rockland and Whitney playing really well, and I think we're as good as anybody, so I'm just excited to get into league.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck on the rest of the season. Back to you, Will.
Well, thank you very much, Lauren. Certainly optimism should be abounding here for Folsom and Coach Wall. He does have a good ball club, and testimony to him and the staff for bringing along a very young squad so quickly. He graduated virtually his core last year, very senior heavy in that phenomenal team of 2017, 2018. But this group, a quick study, you might say, and with superior coaching, they're coming along fast. And as he said, the addition of Lynch to an otherwise smallish type team has made such a significant difference. And for Lauren Goodman, your perceptions on, we saw how Coach Wall worked his rotation, found the combinations you were speaking of, and with each game now, that's becoming more clarified.
That's what's supposed to happen right now. We are blessed with the opportunity to have preseason and figure it out. Work some rotations, give some guys some confidence. Nothing is set in stone at any moment, but especially right now in preseason. Nothing is set in stone. Coach Wall did an amazing job with finding that rotation, working things around, as well as being patient enough as a coach to understand you had a player like Lynch coming, just needed to work some things out. And as he spoke on, the leadership that he brings is a difference to his team. And now he's getting the opportunity to have his full squad at a different level mentally. Mentally is so important. So they're working the kinks right out.
Different level is well said. Now he is accustomed to elite championship level play. And I know that is spilling over onto his teammates. They are picking up on that superior knowledge, that confidence that Lynch brings in. For a smaller ball club, that's just huge. And he is so gifted for a big guy. You know, I'm really curious about how much basketball he played in earlier years. But it's showing tonight as if it's been a lot, because he's got polished skills that I don't really think those come overnight.
No, his interest had to be at some point. He looks like an athlete. And until he probably developed that size and height, he became only a football player. But that's why we as coaches want to support our multi-sport athletes and give them the idea of, hey, you can bring anything that is different from another team and play multiple sports. That's why we have different seasons. So give those kids those opportunities who are interested in doing something more.
An inspiration right there. Quite an example to set. And certainly this is not the end of the line for us, although the new year is looming closer. We've got more goodies stacked up in multiple fashion next week, because that means we're going to another tournament, one that we like a lot and one that we're returning to only because you insisted on it, and that would be the Cordova Christmas Classic, 43rd annual. Tough to beat this tournament. It has expanded from 8 teams to 16 teams. They're working it out in 2 adjacent gyms on campus, brand new facility, and Cordova head coach Fletcher Johnson has stacked up a nice array of teams. So stay with us on Friday. In less than a week, we will be bringing another very attractive doubleheader your way, because there's some powerhouse teams in that tournament.
Coach Fletcher has done a great job of revamping the tournament, as well as 43 years. 43 years means a lot, as well as giving the kids an opportunity for something to get better and bigger, and that's what Coach Fletcher has done.
We're going to see the likes of Grant and Burbank and Intercom and a bunch of stuff, so that's a doozy right there. Now, Coach Wall is eager for league play. He talked about those other powerful ball clubs, and that's no exaggeration. He may have even left out 1 or 2. But Davis has a very, very positive future when they go to league play in a tough Delta. And if I recall correctly, on our schedule for 2019, I think we'll be able to catch up with Coach Daniel Gonzalez and the Blue Devils when they go to the Big House in early February. Is that correct?
It sounds correct to me, Will. I don't think that this is the end of Folsom. End of Davis. We'll see them again, and we'll see them progress from tonight. So we'll see how they've made improvements in late February.
Nice way to measure that. Well, that's how it shakes out this evening here at Folsom High School. We were treated to an entertaining doubleheader, the third-place game and the championship game, now just concluding here in this 28th annual Folsom Bulldog Classic, and it was the hosts prevailing by a final count of 68-55 over the Davis Blue Devils. Well, the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew would like to express their deep appreciation to the Folsom High School administration, in particular head coach Mike Wall, for their cooperation and assistance with our broadcast arrangements for this coverage. The Hometown Sports Game of the Week is a special sports presentation of Access Sacramento in association with Play-by-Play Sports Productions. For the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew, Lauren Goodman, our game director Kevin Binion, I'm Will James. We thank you for sticking with us, and once again we'll look forward to the next occasion when we can cross your path. From Folsom High School, I'm Will James. So long, everyone.
This program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.